Yeah, let's talk about this Forex strategy. So anyways, when it comes to my Forex strategy, I only swing trade Forex. I don't day trade it. Can you day trade it? Of course you can. It's just not part of my strategy. So in case you guys don't know what Forex trading is, I did do a video on that. I will be leaving the link down in the description. But basically in Forex, in order to profit, there's something known as pips. And if we're looking at pips, if we're looking at AUD NZD, which is currently a swing trade that I'm in, when it comes to pips, we can see that AUD NZD is currently 1.1070. So that means for every $1 Australian dollar equals 1.1070 New Zealand dollars. So a pip is when this very last number right here either goes up or down 1 point. So if AUD NZD is currently at 1.1070 and it goes up to 1.1071, that is going to be 1 pip. Now in Forex, you're going to profit off of what is known as units, which if you're a stock trader, basically that would be shares. So if you wanted to profit from AUD NZD, well, say you only bought 10 units and this thing goes up 10 pips, you're only going to make 1 penny. So in Forex, you need to have a lot bigger of a size, and that's why I prefer swing trading, because if you're day trading, you're not going to be catching, 100, 200, 300 pip moves. You're going to be catching like maybe 10 to 20 pip moves, meaning you're going to have a much bigger size. With Forex, you can catch much bigger moves, like right here on AUD NZD. I currently have a price target of around 115 pips. So yeah, you can play around with it, but I prefer swing trading when it comes to Forex, especially because I'm a full-time options trader. Therefore, I don't really have the time to sit here and try to day trade Forex as well. But anyways, with Forex, as far as the strategy, it's pretty much the same one that I use for stock trading. I would say the very first thing is when you start trading Forex, you want to basically pay attention to like 4 or 5 pairs. Personally, my favorites are going to be AUD NZD, AUD USD, GBP USD, and EUR GBP. Now, those are the main 4 pairs that I look at. Will I swing trade other pairs if they pop up? Of course, but those are going to be the main 4 that I watch. Now, when it comes to the actual swing trading strategy itself, as you can see on this chart right here, I just have the 21 EMA, the on-balance volume, and then of course the TTM Squeeze Pro. If you guys don't know how to use the TTM Squeeze Pro, I will be leaving a link to a video down in the description. Make sure you guys do watch that video because the TTM Squeeze is by far my favorite trading indicator. But anyways, essentially what I'm looking for is, first off, I'm going to be mainly looking at the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame. I don't really break it down lower than that, but a lot of the swing trades that I end up taking, the stock is near the 21 EMA. It's always in a squeeze. I will not take a swing trade if it is not squeezing, or it's very rare that I'll take a trade if it's not squeezing. But if we're looking, again, I'm currently in this AUD NZD trade. We can see on the daily time frame, we have this wedge right here, broke above it, squeeze, and there's an increasing on-balance volume. If we go to a trade that I just took on CAD JPY, we can see the same thing ended up happening. If we're looking at CAD JPY, we can see again, wedge, squeeze, increasing on-balance volume. Once it broke out, that's when I went long. And as we can see with CAD JPY, this thing is going absolutely crazy. So again, there has to be some type of squeeze. Now, will I take bounces? Now, I'm not going to say, it has to have a squeeze, because I did just take a bounce trade on EUR USD not too long ago. If we're looking at the monthly time frame, this was the low in the last, let's see, it's 2022, so 5 years for EUR USD. As soon as it came back down to that level, that is when I did a long position with my stop loss right under that level. And as we can see, it was able to bounce successfully to the upside. I would say a majority of my trades when it comes to swinging and Forex will involve some type of squeeze. So if we go back to the AUD NZD scenario, this would be another scenario where it ended up playing out. We can see that it ended up double topping right here. So if we take our resistance point, we can see that it's squeezing, the on-balance volume is increasing, and as this thing starts to come above this high right here, that's when I'm going to be looking to go long. Once it broke above, it had a nice little push, came right back to that daily 21 EMA, and then it continued on its way to the upside. So this is pretty much what I'm looking for when I am trading Forex. Again, there was another squeeze here. We can see solid resistance, holding that daily 21 EMA, increasing on-balance volume. Once it breaks above the high of the resistance, that is where I would be looking to go long. So with these Forex trades, because they are swing trades, I'm not looking to hold them only for a day, typically I would be okay with holding these things for a few weeks or even a few months. Again, when you're swing trading, you're going to be catching bigger moves in the market. So typically I'm looking for 100, 200, 300, 400 pip moves. If you're going to be day trading Forex, you're going to mainly be looking for like 10, 20, 30 point moves, if that. So if we're looking at AUD, NZD right now, this thing is actually setting up to a point where I can actually add to my position if it's able to break above this resistance point right here. If we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, it's squeezing, it's holding that 1 hour 21 EMA. However, the only thing is now that this 1 hour on balance volume is breaking down. So if I were to be looking for a sniper entry, I would break it down to a smaller time frame, but I would like to see the higher time frames basically giving the entire setup. So yeah, with Forex, it's basically that same exact setup that I just trade constantly. I'll flip through a list. I'll end up flipping through this list, seeing if I like anything, you know, just sticking to the main list of the main 4 that I like. But if anything pops up on my scanner on Thinkorswim, I will take a look at that. Right now, something I'm watching is going to be EUR GBP. If we're looking at the weekly time frame, we can see it's at that trend line. If it's able to crack above the trend line, I will be looking for a long position. However, if it completely denies it and starts falling, well, from there, I will be looking to short it. So usually, when it comes to swing trading in the stock market, I don't really swing trade puts. But when it comes to Forex, you can do a buy or you can do a sell. A sell is basically where you're shorting the currency. A buy is when you're long the currency. I have no problem going short when it comes to Forex. However, in the stock market, every single time or almost every time I've swung puts, I've gotten screwed. So I tend to not really swing trade puts in the stock market. But Forex, like I said, I'll do that. So yeah, a majority of this strategy, it's going to surround around basic support and resistance, the TTM squeeze, the daily 21 EMA or just the 21 EMA in general, and then that on balance volume. Generally, like I said, what I'm looking for is an increasing on balance volume or a decreasing on balance volume. If I'm looking for sells, like right here on GBP USD, we can see that we had that support point right here. We had a decreasing on balance volume. It's below that daily 21 EMA. As soon as it broke below, that's where I would be looking to go short. So essentially, I just want to see all 3 of these indicators in confluence with each other, basically confirming the move. But yeah, so for this Forex video, before I make the next one, what I want you guys to do is I want you to make a watch list of just 4 pairs. It could be my favorites, or if you go on Google and you type in Forex pairs, you can feel free to choose any from there. But what I want you to do is I want you to take 4 different pairs, put them in a watch list. So actually, if you're on TradingView, what you can do is if you want to back test the swing trading strategy and you want to go through on the 4 pairs that you put in the watch list, what you can end up doing is clicking this replay mode right here, closing your eyes, scrolling back, and then clicking on some random spot. And you start making up pretend trades. You can be like, all right, well, we're looking at GBP USD. It has a higher high, a higher low, another higher high, maybe a higher low. And you're going to be looking at the indicators. Do the indicators look good for a possible entry? If so, all right, I'm going to make, you know, a pretend long position. Stop loss would be below here and take profit, you know, wherever the next resistance point is. And that is going to be your homework for this Forex video. Again, take 4 different pairs that you like and back test on them. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to click that like as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. Make sure to comment down below letting me know that you do want more Forex videos going forward. If there is enough demand, I will definitely continue to make these videos. Other than that, everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.